So how do I know there's only one truly successful business? Well, because I've studied it and because I've tried lots of businesses. Sadly, I've had two companies that I've had to put into voluntary liquidation, and another bunch of businesses that didn't justify the amount of effort that we were putting into them. Now, I'm a YouTuber and publisher. Let's hope that one works out. So those are the ones that didn't work. Now let's go on to the one that does. You've probably seen the Dragon's Den program, or Shark Tank as it is in America. I've met 3 or 4 of them. In fact, one of them kindly came to our North London bakery and spent 4 hours with us. Even sent their financial director down a few weeks later. So what I learned from these guys, they fall into 2 camps, in my opinion. There's one entrepreneur that I have met. You might recognise him if I say, "You're fired." I spent 3 or 4 hours in his company. He wouldn't even know who I am. Let's just say he's a sweet man, but not by my recollection. But he just makes money any way he can. The other group, I think, are obsessed with their subject. So think of people like Jamie Oliver or Gordon Ramsay. They really relish their job. Oh, excuse the food pun. In a revealing interview, Steve Jobs, who sat alongside Bill Gates, opened up about the level of dedication required to be a successful entrepreneur. He said, "People say you have to have a lot of passion for what you do, and it's totally true. And the reason is because it's so hard, that if you don't, any rational person would give up. It's really hard, and you have to do it over a sustained period of time. If you don't love it, and you're not having fun doing it, and you don't really love it, then you're going to give up." And that's what happens to most people, actually. If you really look at the ones that end up being successful in the eyes of society and the ones that didn't, oftentimes it's the ones that are successful loved what they did and they could persevere when it got really tough. And the ones that didn't love it quit because they're sane. Most business owners get to hear about the lives and thoughts of, say, Steve Jobs or Henry Ford. However, there are just as many great stories and valuable lessons from slightly less well-known entrepreneurs. I came across 2 such stories with Dale Vince and Perween Warsi. Dale is a UK entrepreneur about my age, so still young. He's a multi-millionaire, which is even more impressive when you consider his background. Dale started out living in a broken down old ambulance on a hill in Gloucestershire, generating his own power with a wind turbine he built himself. No business plan, no money, just a stubborn belief that things could and should be done differently. Fast forward a few years, and that wind turbine became the seed of Ecotricity, the UK's first green energy company. He wasn't trying to disrupt an industry, he was trying to live by his values. But in doing so, he ended up taking on the entire fossil fuel sector. The company he founded is now valued between 200 and 300 million. What I love about Dale's story is that he didn't wait for permission. He didn't need a team of advisors or a Dragon's Den pitch. He just started from nothing and built a business that today powers 200,000 homes with renewable energy and plows back profits into building new green infrastructure. Perween Warsi's story couldn't be more different, but it's just as powerful. She arrived in the UK from India in the 1970s, as did my partner Indy and all her family. Perween was a young mother with no business background, just a passion for real food. One day, she looked at the supermarket shelf and thought, "I can cook better than that." So she did. From her kitchen in Derby, she started making authentic Indian meals by hand and selling them locally. No grand ambition, just quality, care, and pride in what she was cooking. But word spread, and spread quickly. That little kitchen operation grew into S&A Foods, which at its peak was supplying every major UK supermarket and employing hundreds of people. Perween didn't just create a business, she transformed the ready meal industry, introducing millions to Indian food that actually tasted like home cooking. What I love about Perween's journey is that she didn't set out to build an empire. She just refused to settle for mediocrity and quietly redefined an entire market through standards, taste, and integrity. I think the feeling you want is when you go to bed at night, wishing the night away because you can't wait to get to work. That feeling fuels persistence, generates creativity. I also think fulfillment outlasts money. Over my entrepreneurial career, there's been times when I just couldn't see a way out. Very challenging times. Times when I thought I would be penniless, homeless, and possibly in jail. I developed a bunch of tools to help me through those times. I wasn't born resilient, I've become resilient. If you'd like to learn about those tools, I've created a course called Get Back Your Mojo. It's a 7-day course, online, takes about 20 minutes a day, and it's guaranteed to get you firing and feeling better about your business. It costs about £12 a day. There's a link in the description and a discount. So if you think that's worthwhile investment to get you back on track, check out the link below. Get Back Your Mojo, or go to 52mistakes.com and have a hunt around. I've designed the course for really busy people who think they don't have the time to do anything other than work in their business. You may have heard that there is a difference between working in your business and on your business. One keeps things ticking over and the other propels it forward. I believe you are the most important thing in your business. I've had good days when I brought about amazing change very quickly. Yet I've also had weeks when I was just going through the motions. Working on you is probably the most valuable exercise you could undertake. The Get Back Your Mojo course uses many of the lessons I've learnt the hard way. The tasks, notes and videos are designed so that you can have fun and feel re-energized. Click the link in the description, because if you always do what you've always done, you will always get what you've always got. Please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Just don't share it with your competitors. And you may enjoy the next video, 3 lessons to be learnt from the canal builders that built the UK system between 1770 and 1830. 3 important business lessons. Hope you enjoy that.